racetrack. I want to win here for Chevrolet, and for this race team, it's been working so hard.
Go Raz, your future teammate.
I know, I might throw my Gatorade at him when he comes by here in a minute.
Well, Bob P.J. Jones is in the 7 car. His car is locked into the show, so Robbie Gordon is going to drive the 07, try to get that car in the show as well.
And Robbie will have to qualify it on time when he goes to qualify that 07 car. We'll have 4 cars that will not make this show.
PJ has 3 starts this year. And 3 starts here at Michigan with a best finish of 25th.
He's 34th out of our top 35 guys that's qualified so far, but he will race on Sunday.
So that's it for the drivers who are locked in. When we come back, you'll see Casey
to
Mears.
support a little bit about what Jeff was talking about is now we're going to watch Scott Riggs, who's in this 66 car, start his qualifying attempt. We've had 3 races here was caution free. We've had 3 races with only 1 caution, 8 races with only 2, and 10 races with only 3 cautions. So you know that you might not get a lot of opportunities to adjust on your race car by virtue of making pit stops under caution.
Yeah, you talked about that as far as, you know, how it can affect the outcome of this race. And a lot of guys, if they don't have the right setup when they drop the green flag on Sunday, you don't get a lot of opportunities to get it right.
Talked to Scott Riggs on the airplane yesterday on the way out here, and said he had some opportunities he thought working for next year and would love to see him back in whatever series because he's got a great personality and he's a good little driver.
He's got 176 career start in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, started back in 2004, has 10 starts here, actually finished 2nd in this race back in 2005.
Led 13 laps that day.
Yeah, this team missed the race at Watkins Glen with Dave Blaney. They've actually missed a few races here of late, and I don't have a great feeling about what I'm seeing on this first lap with Scott. He's probably going to have to go ahead and run that 2nd lap at a 39.78. Feel pretty good about J.J. Yaley's 39.33, but I think if you're slower than about a 39.50 or 60, you might have to sweat bullets for a little bit. It's just so hard to run faster on the 2nd lap here. The engine's getting hotter and hotter. And once you get above about 240 to 250, the power actually starts to go away. But the biggest thing is just the grip of the tires. I think that's what we've been seeing on our guys that only ran 1 lap earlier in the session. By the time you get back to 3 and 4 on the first lap, she's starting to slide around. So Scott's 36th at a 39.78. He's 3rd of the 4 go-or-go homers that's qualified.
We said Bill Elliott was the quickest, 26th overall, but he's in by virtue of his championship provisional status. When we come back, we'll see Nemechek, Cassill, Pappas, Carpentier, and Michael McDowell. Stay with us. Joe Nemechek's lap was scary, but in this case, scary is fast. Nemechek 20th overall at a 38.94.
I think the right rear quarter panel shows you just how scary it was. He used every bit of the racetrack and just a little bit of the outside concrete wall. This was late exit of turn 4, but Joe knows you go or you go home, and you can see him just kiss that wall, but he never rolled out of the throttle, Jeff.
No, he never did, and again, he did a really good job of kissing it so lightly and politely to get him a 20th place qualifying position and pretty much lock himself into the field.
Casey Kane, the provisional pole sitter, while Landon Cassill, young driver out of Iowa in the 09 car, is next out.
Now, he qualified for this race in this race car back in June. Couple of months ago.
He's made 2 starts in the 09 car this year and 2 starts in the 71.
And boys, right now, I know he's got 3 and 4 to go, but he's got a pretty good lap going in this 09 car.
Very good lap, Larry. He is going to lock himself in with ease as he comes off of turn 4. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, he's going to be by far the fastest go or go home guy. Landon's going to end up 15th quickest, so he will race on Sunday.
So he's locked in, and it appears that Joe Nemechek has a spot.
It's a great run for this young man.
Our remaining drivers are Max Pappas, Patrick Carpentier, Michael McDowell, Robbie Gordon, Mike Bliss, and Travis Quapple.
You know, it's good to see Landon back at the racetrack, and especially having some decent runs like this qualifying run. He was a developmental driver for Hendrick Motorsports, and he looks pretty happy right there, I think. just his gestures that we saw as he let the window net down.
Well, Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Some news surrounding Max Pappas as well. Busy week, busy news week.
You know, it's kind of amazing. You know, it seems like all of a sudden the dam has broke open over a lot of things that were kind of like, you know, wait to see. Now it's starting to happen. Max Pappas, understanding he will be out of this 13 car come Atlanta.
Casey Mears will be in it.
Casey Mears will go in the 13 car, and I guess for the remainder of the season, or at least for one race, and we'll see where it goes from there. But possibly Max will go truck racing here at the end of the year. But a good lap right here by Max Pappas, 21st quickest, locks himself into the field.
Tell you what, these speeds, I think the track is getting cooler and cooler, gaining more and more grip even as we're into these go-or-go homers, because these last couple of 3 drivers that's been out, they have laid a lap down.
Well, you know, we did see a little sun in turns 3 and 4, and that is now gone for the most part. Stay with us. Casey Kane still the guy to beat. We're in Michigan.
Casey Mears.
Michael McDowell out next in the number 55 car. Did not qualify. This car did not qualify for the June race here.
You know, you and I both were kind of like looking at J.J. Yaley's lap thinking that was going to be pretty good, but right now it's still a little iffy.
Well, it is. You know, Steve mentioned the sun has went in and the grip has went up, I think, on this racetrack all the way around it. Michael was 10th quickest of our go-or-go-home cars earlier.
I'm worried for Casey Kane. Jimmy Hicks just put up some notes about Casey Kane. When Russell does that,
it's pretty much been the kiss of death.
It's like the SI coverages.
I think Casey Kane's little old lap's probably pretty safe right now. I think all these next few cars are worried about is just trying to lay a lap down.
Hang on.
That's not going to do it right there.
That car was nervous all the way through it, the entrance of 3 and 4, and he just kept getting worse the further he went. Now he's got to play 2, and I'm not too sure it's going to get any better.
Yeah, he beats J.J. Yaley as well as Scott Riggs. And that lap will send Casey Mears in the 36 car to the house.
Well, he is flirting with that wall right there off of turn 2. He was close.
Yeah, it only goes downhill more from here. I mean, he's doing what he's got to do, but it's not going to run faster.
We tried to do it again.
He is on the ragged edge.
But this will let Patrick Carpentier in that 26 car. He will race on Sunday. Puts Michael McDowell in the 55 car we're looking at right on the bubble.
So Casey Mears is officially out of the show, unfortunately, in the 36. Cassill's in, Pappas is in, Nemechek, Carpentier, and Bill Elliott.
You're carrying so much speed on the exit of turn 4, and you know you have to stay in the throttle. This is exactly what's going on with Michael McDowell. You could see the car in that 4-wheel drift and then just got loose, late exit right up against the wall.
Stay with us when we come back. Final 3 drivers to qualify: Robbie Gordon, Mike Bliss, and Travis Quapple. Down to it. Last handful of drivers to qualify. Robbie Gordon in the 07. P.J. Jones qualified his 7 car, which was locked into the show. So Robbie trying to get both of his cars in.
Now, Robbie definitely is going to have to run faster than P.J. Jones ran. Right now, P.J. is 42nd at a 39.87. The little green line on our tracker, that represents Michael McDowell. So as long as Robbie Gordon can stay to the left of that green stripe, which right now he's flirting with it, he's going to be okay. He should race on Sunday, so he'll get both his cars in the show. And he is locked in at a 39.18. Evidently they told him that as soon as he crossed the stripe because he shut her down.
That's all he needed.
But that will send Scott Riggs in the 66 car to the house.
So Scott Riggs, Casey Mears will not race.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, you said it a while ago. When J.J. Yaley ran a 39.33, I felt pretty good about it, but I think the track has just cooled down so much over the last just 10 or 15 minutes.
Mike Bliss driving the 32 car this week, Braun Racing Toyota.
And Mike was just right there on the fence as far as our go or go home cars. He was 8th quickest at a 39.46. So he's going to need to pick it up from that. Need to pick it up probably a couple of tenths at least. Looks in pretty good shape because that green line still represents Michael McDowell in that 55 car at a 39.28.
Well, the one thing about Mike Bliss, and we've seen it in all 3 series, when it comes to qualifying, Mike is probably one of the best of finding that little extra out of each car or truck, no matter what it is when it comes to qualifying. He's a good qualifier.
Looks like he got through 3 and 4 pretty decent there. Let's see if it's going to be good enough to get him in. And it will not actually lock him in. He ran a 39.31, but that will send J.J. Yaley to the house in that 46 car.
Yeah, it does bump Yaley out, and he is not locked in. So his fate will be in the hands of Travis Kvapil, the final driver to qualify.
He doesn't lock himself in. All he does is put himself on the hot seat.
That's right.
But one more driver to go.
What it did do is put Michael McDowell in that 55 car in the show. They'll have a little work